Welcome back to the Unanimous Decision Podcast. I am your host, Dpalm. Follow me on Twitter at Dpalm66. Follow the show on Twitter at UDPod. Follow the entire MTR Network at the MTR Network. Now that you found us, make sure you don't lose us. Subscribe in the iTunes Store. Subscribe everywhere they give away podcasts for absolutely free. The reason you want to subscribe, I know you're thinking, hey, I get all my MTR content from that main feed, that fire hose of content that is the MTR main feed. Great place for you to go. But every week this season, just an example, I've been doing quick snaps, where I break down the week's NFL games on Tuesday. It goes up Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Everyone has a great time with it. Those aren't appearing on the main feed. They aren't numbered podcasts. They're mini pods. We're going to be doing a lot more of those as we go into the fall seasons. So whether your bag is UD Pod, Secret Sauce, Super Tuesday podcasts, make sure you subscribe to the individual feeds. One, to cut down on things you may not want to listen to, and two, to make sure you get all the great content that we offer. Subscribe, like I said. Leave those 5-star reviews. If you leave a 5-star review anywhere on iTunes, I will read it on the air regardless of content. I've had to bite some bullets in the past, mostly due to a Super Bowl that shall remain undiscussed today, at least. But it's been a lot of fun. It's been great to get that feedback, let us know you guys are listening, and say occasionally funny, usually mean things on the air. Other ways you can support the show is make sure you go premium. I think it's $8 a month, gives you hundreds of hours more content, including my Hell No Cupid episode. Hell No Cupid is our dating and love life show. I had to record one before I jumped the broom later at the beginning of November. And I've been told it turned out well. So, I don't know. Pay your money. Make sure you give it a listen. And tell me what you thought at Dpalm66 on Twitter. Other ways you can support the show, the Amazon affiliate link through mtrnetwork.net. Same Amazon you usually go to. Same great prices. Same great delivery options. But a little bit of that Jeff Bezos money goes into the pocket of the MTR Network to keep everything going. We've got all the New York Comic Con content coming out this week. I know all our shows are back this week. It's going to be a big week for content in the MTR Network. Make sure you say thank you by going to our Patreon, donating a set number a month, going premium, or just going to the store and copying one of our wonderful articles of clothing or maybe even a tasteful mug. We've even got the MTR NWO-style hoodies before the cease and desists come. Make sure that you are ready. All right, so full disclosure. I recorded the intro to this show 3 times now. I recorded a show on Sunday because I wanted to have the holiday kind of quiet. But there were some technical difficulties. It turns out the other half of our conversation didn't record. Not a huge deal. It's one of my best friends in the world. I will have him back on. He's a coach. He's an athletic administrator. His take on a lot of these things, including the scandals that are breaking, really they're worth listening to. So I definitely will have him on, hopefully before he's too deep into basketball season. Second time I recorded it was early this morning. I thought I'd just get a nice boilerplate introduction into the way, talk about some big things, then kind of move on, play the rest of our content, play the rest of the information I wanted to make sure was out there. Not so fast, my friends, because it turns out this afternoon, Jemele Hill from ESPN was suspended for 2 weeks for her tweets that this feels like a get-back call, like I don't know if you guys ever played basketball or football where a ref will miss a call. And then later on, you'll be like, okay, I got a free one there because he missed the call down there. It feels like that's what it was to the alt-white. This was saying we didn't suspend her for the Trump thing, but for suggesting that an NFL owner who said, in so many words or less, do as you're told or you'll be fired, black athletes. Be athletic, don't be people. Now do as you're told. She suggested that maybe there are brown and black fans who would want to boycott the sponsors of the Dallas Cowboys. This is, in my opinion, far more innocuous than accurately observing that Donald Trump's a white supremacist. Those who have a voice to be heard will be the first silenced. And Jemele Hill, there's little, and I saw a tweet today, there's little in the world more admirable than someone who knows the consequences of their right actions and acts in the right no matter what. Michael Smith will apparently not be appearing on SportsCenter tonight in protest. And good. I salute him. I salute them. We're going to stick to sports a little bit today, but that's the climate we're living in. It's not going to get quieter. And there's going to come a time, people my age are helping kids or grandkids study for tests, and we look at the pictures and say, where'd you stand? Were you on the side, in the good picture or the bad picture? You got to look real hard at yourself and say, where'd you stand? Because I'm seeing even, without delving too deeply into it, people who, black men, let's just call it, black men who are saying, I can't support Jemele Hill because she retweeted the article from The Root asserting that black straight men are the white men of black people. You proved your point, people. I agree. I agree with the article. I posted that repeatedly. I didn't get called out of my name. I didn't get cussed out. I didn't get told I wasn't worth defending. It's almost like this baked-in misogyny is a thing you have to address, talk about, and get out there before it'll go away. You can't just pretend it away because you got 27-year-old quarterbacks who think it's funny that a female talk about rats. This is why we're loud about it. Sunlight's the best disinfectant, they say. You can be a garbage person, but you're going to be a garbage person in front of the rest of the world. We're going to expose you as a garbage person in your opinions for garbage opinions. And you can lash out. You can say, oh, da, 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 da. Or you can say, oh, it's maybe some moment of growth. But you won't do that because it's predictable how the cycle goes. Let's get to sports, guys. We had a great weekend in college sports. I say great weekend in college sports because I'm that myopic. And anytime the Columbia Lions are 4-0, it's a great weekend in college sports. Anytime the Columbia Lions come out and drop 41 on the road against Marist. Who's Marist? Don't worry about it. They were 3-2. Now they're 3-3 because the Columbia Lions were up 38-0 at the half. Because the Columbia Lions had a quarterback who went 23 of 33 for 350 with 3 touchdowns. Yeah. That's what's up. And as Columbia football alumni, I couldn't be proud of this group of guys, man. People think that I just come out here and just, be loud. There's been one team since 1996 that had a non-losing record. My senior year went 5-5. I want my team erased. I want my team to be no longer even a trivia answer. I don't even want to be a footnote. I want that year to be wrapped into the years of futility because 5-5 shouldn't have been the high water mark that it's been for so long. And if this is the start of Coach Al and that crew finding something to do, finding a way to make this program something, I'll support it. Oh, and also Columbia football players were taking a knee during the anthem this week for the first time. The Columbia Spectator comments, this bastion of liberal thinking and I guess leftist lean, trash, because that's what they always are. They're always trash because it's not about football. It's about these rights of these young men to be people. Tell me the students at Columbia are uninformed. Tell me they don't know why they kneel. That's what I thought. Can't do it, and you wouldn't dare. Elsewhere in college football, your Georgia Bulldogs, your number 4 in the nation Georgia Bulldogs, have once again knocked off a conference opponent, 45-14. They beat up on Vanderbilt. And look, I'm not saying that Vandy's going to beat Tennessee when they play later this season, but only one team from Tennessee scored on Georgia this season. And there are players from Tennessee who are chirping at Georgia players on Twitter saying, ha, you let Vandy score on you because they don't teach irony in Knoxville. Gentlemen, if you couldn't score on us, you shouldn't make fun of the people who do, of the fact that someone did. Like, that's not the best look. I've got questions about this Georgia team. I've got concerns. I think they're the same of any rational Georgia fan. 32 years I've been cheering for this team, and 32 times I've been let down. Something's going to go wrong. Something's going to go badly, but I'm starting to lean in. I'm starting to lean into this fun, to the excitement, to the energy of this team. I would like to see Eason get more of a chance out there. I do think that Fromm's game managing is what this team needs right now, but at a certain point, whether it be in Atlanta against Alabama, whether it be on the plains against Auburn, you're going to have to throw that out route. You're going to have to throw that deep out that I'm not entirely sure Jacob Fromm can make. And the last thing about the freshman who, hey, great job, he's now the starting quarterback of the number 4 team in the nation. He was not the blue chip prospect that Eason was, or this next kid apparently who recruited is going to be from Harrison High School. I don't follow recruiting. It's just I can't avoid that kind of news at this point. I'm concerned because we're about to hit a part of the schedule where a player who hasn't been raised to be a star could find himself lost in the proverbial sauce. What I'm saying is the spotlight's about to get bigger on Georgia, and a freshman quarterback who hasn't always been the quarterback. I'd like a guy who's been famous before, because he's about to be very, very famous. Hope he keeps his head down and stay cool and do the right things, because I'm nervous. Elsewhere in the SEC, Auburn beat Ole Miss 44-23. Ole Miss officially retiring. They're going to the Land Sharks next season, which won't show any opposition from their non-racist fans whatsoever. Kentucky beat Mizzou, making me feel better about this Missouri matchup next week. Alabama only beat A&M by 8. I'm not saying good, bad, and different. They only won by 8. They won the game. They're supposed to win that game. They only won by 8. That's all I'm saying. South Carolina beats Arkansas as the fans of Arkansas continue to look at the Brett Bielema buyout. And LSU squeaks past Florida on a missed extra point. Now, you can say what you want about this Florida team. Oh, they don't look great. I am a Georgia fan. I am appropriately terrified of this Florida team. They make me sick to my stomach, and I can't wait the game is the weekend before my wedding, and I'm more nervous about that because, honestly, this is the type of team from Florida that beats us by 3 touchdowns. Let's go national before I get really depressed. San Diego State, number 19, beat UNLV 41-10. Washington beat Cal 38-7. Yo, Chris Peterson's doing it out there again. He's just building these robots to do what he wants, and they do it, and they can't do it anywhere else, but they do it there. And Stanford upset Utah 23-20. Bryce Love, Heisman. I mean, I know the kid at Penn State everybody's talking about, but Bryce Love, Heisman. UCF beat Cincinnati 51-23. Wisconsin beat up Nebraska 38-17. Washington State beat Oregon 33-10. Upset City by population, Ann Arbor. Michigan State 14, Michigan 10. The Michigan message boards on Sunday were hilarious. They're talking about when is Harbaugh going to get back to coaching instead of being a public figure, not knowing that those are one and the same in 2017. It's the bloodthirstiness is amazing. You people really do hate your coaches a lot. Virginia Tech beat Boston College 23-10. Ohio State, they still got football at Ohio State. That's cute. Transitive property, they lost to Iowa State this season. They did beat Maryland 62-14. USC, Oregon State 38-10. Miami got that monkey up their back and beat Florida State 24-20 on the road. Good for Miami. Good for Coach Riggs. Notre Dame beat North Carolina. Chad, get your people, man. This is ridiculous. Like, this North Carolina thing, like, TCU holds on against West Virginia 31-24. Clemson beats Wake 28-14. Penn State embarrasses Northwestern on Northwestern's homecoming 31-7. And the game I already mentioned, Iowa State. Look, man, the Cyclones, I don't know how real they are. I do know that Oklahoma message boards are the actual funniest place on the internet because what they do, they found the Stoops on staff and blamed everything on him. As a non-Stoops and non-fan, this is hilarious to me. That's your college football roundup. We're going to be back with the NFL quick snaps at the end of the podcast. But first, we've got the NBA over-unders and a little talk about my favorite sports story of 2017 right here. As promised, we're back with a friend of the show, the homie Mike. What up, Mike? How you doing today?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me back.
I know you and I feel the same way about Columbus Day, but I got to say, my method of protest will not involve me going to work.
Never.
Well, like I told everybody in the opener, we got you on to talk NBA over-unders. The season snuck up on me, to be perfectly honest. But it's here. It's ready to talk about it. Before we do, I want to talk about my favorite sports story of the week, nay of the year, possibly all time. Mike, the All-Star game for the NBA is finally doing something right, and they're going to pick teams. What's your immediate reaction to hearing this?
I'm so happy, and I have a lot of questions. I want to see how this works.
Okay, so I have some answers for you to some of these questions. The coaches will still be from the leading two conferences, the two teams that lead the conference that didn't coach the year prior. But They're doing the picks behind closed doors. Now, NBA. I'm not in the business of giving people good ideas for free. This one's for you. Don't pick it behind closed doors, and don't pick it, I think they're saying, like 3 weeks before the game. No. You
Oh,
do it
no.
if the game's at 7:30, you do it at 6:30, and you put it behind a paywall.
Yes. Wholly agree with all of that.
Like, so
We gotta see
what they're
this.
going to do is, so the starters will be picked like always. The fan vote picks the starters. So out of that group of 10 players, the 2 players from East and West with the most votes will be the captains. They will then pick from the pool of starters their first 4 players, and then they go to the reserves, which I think is 1/3 fan vote, 1/3 coaches, 1/3 media. They go from that pool. They'll then pick their teams. The reasons you do this live and the reasons I will pay for it is that whoever is picked last, it's Draymond. Like, first of all, we know it's Draymond, right?
I don't know. There's a cash incentive to win these games, right?
I think it's a charity thing. But I'm saying the last person picked will be Draymond. Like, if you're picking a bunch of people, Draymond's the one who's like,
But he's not bad.
He's not bad, right. But in this group, he's not going to – he'll be there longer than he's comfortable with. How about that?
Probably.
Fair enough. Okay, so that's my first question is we need to see who gets picked last. Secondly, we need to see who gets picked last twice because you got to remember the first group they're picking from the starters.
That's true.
So we get 2 last picks, which NBA, the fact that you're not marketing this, the fact that this isn't the Coca-Cola last pick is bananas. Other wrinkles, we can assume, you and I both assume LeBron will be the leading vote getter in the East?
Yes.
Okay, if you're LeBron James, do you pick Kyrie?
No. Why?
Oh, I love it. You're so immediate.
Did you not see the presser where they asked him like if he had any advice for Kyrie? And he's like, nah, not anymore.
He said though no, not just anything anymore. He then likened him to his son. He's like, man, if my son was on the team, I wouldn't give him advice. I'm like, wait, did you just call yourself Kyrie's father?
Well,
it's not inaccurate. I just wanted clarity. I wasn't saying he was wrong. I just needed to know exactly what he wanted to communicate. Okay, so let's go to the West side. Let's go to the interesting. Oh, excuse me. Let's stay in the East because if LeBron is, as we presume, the leading vote getter, is he the person voting most for Dwayne Wade not to make the team?
You know, who knows what
Dwayne Wade makes his reserve. LeBron can't pick him.
But Dwayne might make reserve and like need to rest for some injury or something, and then someone else get called up. Like, you never know.
Oh, but I'm saying if we go to my plan and we pick teams 15 minutes before the game, which is, by the way, the messiest, most entertaining way to do this.
I think LeBron wants to win.
I know, but like you got to go home. Like Wade's on your team now.
Kevin Love looked mighty uncomfortable when they asked him about it.
I'm saying like there's the real weight, like because it goes to the West now. If let's say not outside their own possibility, Steph Curry is the leading vote getter for the West. How long before Clay realizes that he hadn't gotten picked yet?
I think Clay will get picked quicker than you think.
First of all, I don't. If you think about all-star teams and the all-star batch of people, I don't. But I do think it's interesting to say, like, let's say there are 3 Warriors who make the reserves. Does Steph have to take all 3 of his boys?
No. See, I don't buy this.
See, no, because you're not buying it because you're a mature human being. I'm asking you to think about the egos involved in NBA players.
Yeah, egos want to win.
Yeah, but they also want to be recognized and they feel they're great. Here's a good example. There are certain players who will go much later in the picking than they think they should. Hi, Gordon Hayward, because they regard themselves higher than their peers do.
Yes, obviously.
The awkwardness to be televised, like I want this televised. I want the captains mic'd, and I want to have Doris Burke working the pool of players who are left.
Is the potential awkwardness on the level of, a promising pick in the draft that just remains in the green room way too long?
This is better than that because that's potential. With this, we know you're great. You are technically an all-star, but if you're the last one in the room, you do not feel like an all-star.
Let me ask you this. Do you think the game is going to be more competitive and less
That's the best part about it. You wanted to fix the all-star game? Fix. These guys are going to be so mad about perceived or actual slights. It's a wrap. I'm so in on the all-star game now.
Can we also mic up a player or two? Because
I'm saying if you mic up the captains, and not just for the voting, but for the whole game.
Yeah.
Because if they're teaming up someone, oh, you didn't want to pick me, huh? I could see that happening. I'm here for it.
Where is the All-Star game this year?
I want to say Charlotte.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because they gave it back to them because of the
Because they're weak.
change of the law. Let's find out though. Google. Oh no, Mike.
Don't tell me.
We're going to LA, baby.
Oh. For a second, I thought you were going to say Atlanta. I'm like, really?
No. I have all those circled on future calendars.
Oh, so someone brought up an interesting point. Since the picks are based on, and it's in LA, are we going to get some wild card like Lonzo Ball?
No, he'll play in the rookie game. We'll be fine.
No, but his town votes. It's not necessarily merit.
No, I know, but like you realize that they have voting every year.
I know, and people
no
every
Lakers
year
have made
get
it
in
for a
that
while.
shouldn't get in.
Well, it's all, okay. Well, I'm without getting into the semantics of like how guard heavy the West is. There's no way he makes the team. How about that?
All right.
But yeah, I think this being in Staples. Hey, NBA, let's just ixnay on the old timers game and just do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, do it 2 days earlier and let them stew. Let's listen to sports writers have some hot takes about it. Let's have Skip Bayless weigh in, and then we'll play the game.
You want the picks 2 days?
Yeah, maybe we let them marinate. Maybe if you weren't mad, you get mad. I don't know.
You want to do it on the All-Star Friday night?
Oh man, I for one will miss I think the punt pass kick, whatever they call it now. But I think it's a willing sacrifice for the messiness that, and this has also reminded me that the NBA is just like high school.
Yes.
It's just high school, but with a lot more money.
Yeah, they really need to televise the picking.
Thor agrees. Thank you, Thor. If I may. All right. Now, the real reason you're here is not to celebrate the NBA finally making some common sense decisions that are for the betterment of all Americans. We're here today so that we can talk about the NBA over-unders. So for those of you who don't know, every year we do the NBA over-unders. We find out what Vegas thinks of each team by saying what they think the win total should be for that squad. We will then come out here, debate it, argue it. I'll be proven right usually, occasionally proven wrong. I don't remember how last year ended up, but I know we had a lot of fun doing it and a lot of fun recapping it. Mike, you ready to get started?
I am, and I'd like to point out that
No, you good.
haven't lost this.
What was that?
I haven't lost this.
I can't hear you.
I haven't lost the over-under, so there you go.
Oh, are you asserting that you won these?
Yes.
Well, I gotta say the records are lost to the sands of time, but we'll have to go forward, from where we are. We can't just start making up numbers and making up wins, making up losses. That'd be irresponsible for us to do as a journalistic body, which I do think UDPod actually is.
All right, fake news. All right.
Wow. All right. We are off into the races, and let's start off in the Eastern Conference, where look, they put the Falcons at 25.5, or excuse me, the Hawks at 25.5.
Yeah. I mean, who do they really have anymore?
This
is
Schroeder,
rebuilding.
Baby?
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
And he's good.
A Schroeder non-truther, excuse me.
Schroeder's only so good.
Okay,
he can only.
Let's look at what they lost, really, Dwight, right?
Yes.
Okay, then. They won 43 last year.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of teams in the East are a little bit better than they were last year.
That's the argument I'll listen to, that they may not have taken the step forward I would have liked to see, or that I've seen other teams take. That looks like it's going to be a pretty painful season as a Hawks supporter. But 25.5, like that.
That's tough. That's, last year what the bottom of the East was 20 wins, and the next team was 28, and that's pretty bad.
So what do you say? Are you saying I got to go over? I'm sorry. I got to go over on this one. Maybe it's a pride thing. Maybe I'm just like being bullheaded because it's my squad, but I'll wear that. I'll be that guy. I'm saying over. Mike, come on. Ride with me.
I'm begrudgingly going over, but all my years as an Atlanta fan tells me somehow I'll still be disappointed.
Okay, so for the record, this is the third longest playoff streak in all of American sports right now is the Atlanta Hawks.
I know. It's going to be
Coach Buds is still a great coach. Young core. Millsap's still there. There's 25.5 is a slap in the face. And if I'm wrong, then I'll be just Fanny wrong, and so be it. I'll be wrong on one of these. I accept this. Next up on the list, the Boston Celtics. Let's be real, they traded Kyrie Irving for a lot of their future and for Isaiah Thomas. And Vegas says that they're going to win 2 more games because they won 52 last year. The line is 55.5. Mike, where do you find yourself?
It's only 55? That's interesting. I'm going to go... You know what? I'm going to go under.
See, and mine is... It's not a vote of confidence in Boston. It's a vote for the relative weakness of the East. I'm taking the over.
All right.
I think certain people will take their foot off certain pedals.
I think certain people are going to put their foot on certain pedals.
That's fine, but a lot of that depth, that vaunted Boston depth, it left town with Isaiah.
And this is pushing for them to be over?
That's me saying under. Or saying over. Yeah, God, I'm talking myself out of it. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Like the depth's gone. Brad Stevens. I'm sticking with over for now. I reserve the right to change that one later.
No, you can't do that.
Before the season, Mike. I'm not going to cheat.
Starts.
What?
Fine.
You know what? Forget it. I'll stick with the over because here's a for sure under. Brooklyn, 27.5. Nothing you've done or have ever will do convince me more than 27 wins. Under.
So, big Brooklyn fan, huh?
Under.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
I mean, what are they doing?
Charlotte, 36 last year, 42.5 is the line. And there's something said that I never thought I'd say. I'd feel better about them except for the Nick Batum injury. I would. Like, before the Nick Batum injury, I was like, over. Let's do this. I'm riding with Charlotte. Now I'm like, what's he out, 2-3 months? Like, that's, yeah.
What's the line? I'm sorry, what's the line?
42.5. The Charlotte Hornets.
Man.
It's a good line. It's a good number.
Yeah, I'm going to go under.
Okay. So, is that a reaction to the Batum news, which is funny to say?
Devastating news that I'm just hearing about.
And I think that also speaks to the health and well-being of the Charlotte franchise. If your season can pivot on a Nick Batum injury, maybe not that deep.
Well,
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Chicago, a town that needed doctors and now just needs players. They won 41 games last year and have now the line is set at 22.
Oh, wow, 22?
Yeah, I was like, he's going to hear that number and it's going to register that that's not very many basketball games.
Ooh, I think I have to take the over.
Just out of sheer, Chicago-ness? What?
Yeah.
What about this team says over? Name 3 Bulls.
Look, Daniel.
Name 3 Bulls.
Yeah, I can't really do that, but I'm still going to take the over.
I'm taking the under. I'm pretty sure Michael Beasley's there now.
Really?
Hold on. This is something you probably should look up before the podcast, but it is what it is. Michael Beasley.
Chris Dunn. Holiday.
Oh, excuse me. I apologize. Michael Beasley's a Nick. We'll get to him later.
Robin Lopez.
Lopez.
Champion. Zach LaVine.
Under. Is Zach LaVine still hurt?
Probably.
They gave Zach LaVine away. By the way, the Timberwolves gave Zach LaVine to the Bulls. Injured goods.
Yeah, ACL.
What? Staying in the Midwest, going down the list here, Cleveland Cavaliers. They added Dwayne Wade. They added Derrick Rose. They added Isaiah Thomas. They added Jay Crowder. Depth has improved. They got rid of Kyrie. Coach LeBron is still doing his thing for at least one more year. The line's 55.5. They won 51 last year. I say they coast to a 2 seed and go under.
Yeah, if I thought they weren't going to rest players at all.
But they also, that's the other thing is, that gives me a little pause because part of the negotiations with the Players Association involved LeBron James and involved spreading out these games. I think there's only there's no 4 games in 5 nights anymore on anyone's schedule. They've cut down the cross-country travel. They really made a concerted effort, and I think that it's good faith on the player side to sit out less. And now I'm talking myself into the over.
Yeah, but Dwayne Wade's old and needs rest.
He does.
And LeBron.
Isaiah Thomas isn't playing until
so many
January.
minutes. I'm going under.
All right, we'll both stay with the under there. So I don't feel great about it. That's a lot of unders early. Detroit, the Stones, 38.5. They've been trending upward for me lately. I love Stan Van. I'm an unabashed Stan Van guy. I just like him to go over here. I think this is the season where, he's been the GM coach for a couple years now. He's built a foundation he can trust and work with. He's got the type of team that I've seen him succeed with in the past. And again, this may be like my Hawks pick where I like everyone involved, so I want them to be good, but I got to take the over.
Yeah, they won 37 last year, and I think they're a better team. And the line's not that much more, so I'm going over.
All right. Oh, Indiana.
Oh. Well.
Oh. How many wins is Paul George worth to you? Because they won 42, the line 31.5, and that's a question I'm asking myself when I face with this line.
Yeah,
it's not good.
No. Although, Oladipo, he's going to be angry for a while. He might play really
for Victor?
Yeah.
All right. Go on.
Nah. Was it 42? I'll go. Yeah, I'm going to go under.
Yeah, I think I'm going to join you in the under here. I don't love how under we've been early. Just looking
I feel like the same thing happened last year, and
it corrected itself. Miami, who had that amazing second half push last year, they finished 41 wins, just missing the playoffs. The line for them is 43.5, and I'm just going to jump in front of this. I like the over.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think they're going to be a little better than last year.
They found something that worked last year. They found a lot of buy-in. They're bringing back a lot of those pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, over, definitely.
All right, look at that agreement. Milwaukee, the baby Bucks. Is it time? The line's 47.5.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's one of those perfect numbers. Do they grow up in time?
I'm going to go yes.
Me too. I'm taking the over. They've got 5 more wins in them, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully a little more than that.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think it's an easy cover. An easy cover here on the other direction. New York Knicks, who won 31 games last year because the public loved them so much, the line is 30.5. If I tell you every year just bet the under on the Knicks, free money.
I don't even understand this line. How do they do that? They got obviously worse, unless they really hated Melo or something. I don't know.
Obviously worse. But the thing is, and it's like I tell people about betting the Bears and the Packers in preseason. People are going to load up on this team, so they're going to set the line into a ridiculous place.
All right.
And that's where you and I get the benefit by betting the under here and walking and dancing to the bank. They won 31 last year. Unbelievable. Orlando, 29 last year, 33.5 this year. That's the line. And I will remain the last Magic truther on Earth.
What does that mean?
I believe. Over.
Really?
I believe.
Name 3 players.
That's not the game. The game is over under.
I'm going to go under on this one.
Under?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. You know what? I'm not going to begrudge you that. I think this offseason resulted in me falling in love with a lot of players and a lot of teams that I didn't watch a lot of in the regular season, but I got to watch in the offseason. And I'm going to let you talk first about this next team. Philadelphia, 41.5.
Ooh. Only won 28 last year.
Yes. There was also no line for them last year, and you and I jokingly took the under of 10.
Yeah, well. I mean, for Philly, it's all about injuries. If they're not injured.
Can Joel Embiid play more than 30 games? That's the question for me.
Embiid and Simmons.
Simmons has looked good in preseason. I'm not one of those guys who puts a lot of stock in preseason. I watched Ben Simmons, though.
You know what? I want to believe in these youngsters. I hope. I'm going to...
Say it.
Over.
I'm taking the under, you idiot. What a stupid bet by you.
I don't care. I want to believe.
The process ends in misery. Oh, have you learned nothing? Toronto's next up. And look, I do this every year, and I break down, and I do some research on each team. Toronto's the one team like, oh, they haven't changed. Nothing's changed. They came out after the season last year, after they lost to Cleveland, and the players were like, things got to change. Nothing changed. DeMar DeRozan, still your starting two guards, still can't shoot. What are we doing? The line's 48.5. They won 51 last year. I think the rest of the East got better. I'm betting the under here.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Like, I'm sorry, like it's Groundhog Day there, right?
Yeah, I think they're just happy where they are, despite what they say, because they did nothing to change it.
The culture got to change. What are you going to change? Nothing. Like, what? So the line was, you took the under?
Yeah.
Let's close out the East. The team in the town that you live in, a team that I may have to come watch play this winter after the wedding probably, because I think I'm on lockdown till then. The Washington Not Yet Bullets. They won 49 last year. The line's at 48. My love affair with John Wall continues. I'm taking the over.
Oh yeah, over. I think John Wall is motivated.
I think he's been motivated, and I think that should scare the entire league.
Well, I think he's even more motivated with all the moves the other teams made.
I think you're 100% right on that one. I think that he's seen that as kind of like, okay, the East it's here for the taking. Because if you look at the All-Stars per capita, it has dropped off precipitously.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, let's go to the West now. Look, I don't even want to talk about this team. Like, we'll just go quickly over under because it makes me sad. The Dallas Mavericks, 33 last year.
Dirk.
35 and a half.
Oh.
It's under, I know.
Wait, 35?
Yeah.
What they won last year? Oh.
33?
And this is Dirk's 20th season?
Shut up. You shut your mouth.
Yeah, gotta go under.
Yo, with the fact that they lost Seth Curry and that was described as a blow to the team.
I know. I saw a headline. I'm like, wait a second.
which Curry went down. Oh, goodness gracious. Denver Nuggets, Richard Creamies, 40 last year, 45 and a half this year. I'm a Nugget guy. I'm a believer.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that they've got something there. They've got a core that's young. They've got something that and I always say this about Denver's win-loss record. They're always in more home because it is hard to play basketball in Denver, Colorado. It just is.
I'm still going under.
How do I talk you into this?
You don't.
They just re-signed Gary Harris. No? No one?
No. I'm familiar with the team. Harris? 45, they're going to get like 43, 44.
We will disagree. We will agree to disagree, good sir. You know what you call that? Hateration. Holleration.
That's fine.
In this dancery. All right, next up. Whatever. Golden Damn State.
Ooh, what's our line?
66 and a half. They won 67 last year.
Oh, all right, that's tough.
They took off a half game and said, now what, assholes? Like, that's what Vegas did here.
Under.
Oh, based on what?
Well, you know what?
I just want to know.
Well, I'm just thinking about last season. There's some injuries, right?
It didn't matter.
I know, but I'm saying, had there not been...
They lost Kevin for like 25 games.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of winning. And I don't know if they have it in them.
What in the recent history would tell you that they don't?
Because it was a terrible mistake for them to go for the record and then blow in the playoffs. So they're not doing that anymore.
You're right. They weren't doing it, and they still won 67.
Are you saying you're going over?
Oh, I'm going over, sir.
All right. I've been swayed.
I need. It's one of those Spurs situations. I need proof.
The
to not
Spurs,
believe
the
it.
Spurs situation. The Warriors.
Okay. Well, it's a mini condensed Spurs situation. Fair?
Stop it.
Condensed, I said.
No.
Oh my God. Are you seriously doing this?
Yes. The Spurs are the Spurs.
Oh, we'll get to the Spurs, sir. Because things done changed. Can't hear you.
Pop of it. That's all I have to say.
Houston. 55 wins last year. 55.5 is the number.
Oh, over. Come on.
Really? That was a knee-jerk over. Hold on. Explain your over then.
They added Chris Paul.
That's not going to go smoothly early.
I don't care. They'll figure it out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No hesitation at all.
No.
Really?
I always underestimate Harden. I'm pretty sure I took the under last year.
You did, and I laughed at you on this podcast.
Yeah, so I'm going over.
Okay, so devil's advocate.
Okay.
Who plays interior defense for this team?
Look, who's the coach?
The centers on roster are Clint Capella, who starts, Nene, Hilario, power forwards on roster, Ryan Anderson, a stretch forward, maybe even a 3, would you call him in space, Tariq Black, who I do not know who that is, Cameron Oliver, Luke Mabamute, who is still in the league. Good for you, buddy. And that's about it. I have questions. I thought they needed another piece after picking up Chris Paul.
Do they still have Nene?
They do.
Who's the coach?
D'Antoni.
Oh, so the best defense is a good offense?
I'm taking the over 2. I want to be clear on that. I am wary.
It's fine. Still going to go over.
Thanks for allowing it. Fine.
Yes, you can do this on your podcast, Daniel.
So begrudging. You had to. The Clippers are next. The Clippers line is 43.5. That's a number I can't support.
Me neither. It's Blake Griffin and who? Austin Rivers is starting now?
No, he's not.
Isn't he?
He has to, doesn't he? You're right.
Yeah, who else do they have? They traded Redick. Chris Paul's gone.
Where'd Redick end up?
He's in Philly.
Oh, JJ.
He took a nice 1-year deal.
He had to get out. He knew it was over.
He wanted to get some money.
JJ's not dumb.
No.
I didn't know JJ left. That solidifies my under pick, but I just didn't know he left.
Yeah, definitely under.
The Lake Show, the host of this year's All-Star Game, the host of the Ball Family reality show that is the Ball Family, they're clocking in at a robust 33.5 after winning 26 games last year.
I want to believe.
But
I just want to believe.
So you going over?
I think so. I want to see, what's the other rookie's name? Kuzma?
Yo, he's good.
I hope so. I hope he's legit.
He's good. I watched him on NBA TV because I'm that kind of person who occasionally gets lost on NBA TV. Memphis.
Wait, what are you? Are you over or under?
I'm taking the under. No, I'm not falling for shit. No.
All right.
My face. Get out of my face, that nonsense. What are you talking about?
You don't like the baby Lakers anymore?
Fuck the baby Lakers. You know who their coach is? You want to get to the real reason why? Who's
Your
their
favorite
coach?
person ever?
So those who don't know, I have a real issue with the adult Waltons. Like, if you're a Walton and a male and you're an adult, I probably don't like you.
Or most basketball families.
Who else? Oh, the Berries. I don't like the Berries. That's personal, though. The big stuff is personal. The Waltons is just business.
Who's next? Memphis?
Yeah, Mintberg, man. Look, they lost Zebo.
They did.
I think they should move the team.
What?
They shouldn't be in Memphis anymore.
All because of Zebo?
And I know Zebo's not from Memphis, but Zebo is about the most Memphis player in the world.
It's true.
Like, who on this team represents to me the ethos of Memphis? I'm looking at the roster right now. There's one answer. That's it. That's the answer. That's the only answer.
Not Chandler Parsons?
People forget how Memphis Gasol is.
I know. He's been there for a while.
Yo, people don't realize that, like, yo, he's Spanish. No. He came to America when his brother got drafted by the Grizzlies and grew up in Memphis, playing Memphis high school basketball.
Yep.
Marc Gasol is so Memphis. All right, I'll allow them to keep. Yo, they got Mario Chalmers.
Yep. Veteran point guard Mario Chalmers.
This is adorable. Like, the Grizzle, their line is. I can't call them. I'll tell you what. They can say Memphis. I cannot call them the Grizzle anymore. I think that's the negotiation I've had to make with myself. 48.5. That's or excuse me, 37.5. 43 last year. Ugh.
Oh. That's tough.
I love you, Coach Fizdale. I'm taking the under. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I gotta go under on that.
Keep being you, Coach, but like, nah, you ain't taking my money like that. Minnesota, 31 last year, 48.5 this year. I mean, I see it. I get it. That's a lot of wins.
Yeah, that's a big increase, and I don't think
that's a lot of wins in a very loaded West. You're asking a lot of young players to grow up real fast.
And I don't think Jimmy Butler did that much for him.
See, then you say that, and I'm like, because what Jimmy Butler does is so this is the year where you don't normally see players start to push back about a hard-ass coach. But Jimmy already bought in.
What's their line?
Their line's 48.5.
Ugh.
That's a 18-win increase.
Yeah.
That's too many.
Agreed.
I can't do it. Gotta go under. This is not an indictment on Minnesota.
They're going to be pretty good.
They're going to be very good. They're just not going to break 48. I feel bad. I'm writing that and I don't feel good about it. New Orleans won 34 last year with half a season of the Twin Towers. 39.5's the line. I'm taking the over.
Yeah, over.
They got to figure it out, right?
I think so. I mean, Holiday was out a lot last year, too.
That's 100% true, but you're the first person to ever use Holiday in a positive in your argument.
Well, look, really?
No, I'm probably exaggerating, but still. Oklahoma City, they added Hoodie Mello. They added Paul George. 47 was last year, 50.5 this year. I mean, there's an answer, and it's a pretty clear one in my opinion.
Over?
Over is actually pronounced. They're gonna cruise, man. They're gonna be really good to watch. Because guess what? When things get really hairy, Russ is gonna take the ball away.
All right.
Like when things get nuts, it's gonna go to Russ, and that's fine, and everyone's gonna be okay with that. Carmelo saying he's gonna play the 4 because fuck Phil Jackson. That last middle finger to Phil was so over the top and necessary. But I really,
get
really,
that
really,
on the way
really
out of
appreciated
town.
it. The petty in me really appreciated it. Next up, we have Phoenix. Before we talk about Phoenix, I want to talk about a Phoenix story. 4 men were arrested for assaulting a 5th man. 2 of these men were the exact same person because they were twins with the exact same tattoos. And the 4 men left in a Rolls Royce Phantom.
I'm sorry, what?
It was the Morris twins. It was like 5 years ago. The case was thrown out this week because the victim was caught trying to pay witnesses to say the Morris twins beat him up. Now, look. How many twins are 6'7"? How many twins are 6'7" have the exact same tattoos as each other? How many twins are 6'7", have the exact same tattoos as each other, and drive a Rolls Royce Phantom? How many twins are 6'7", have the exact same tattoos as each other, drive a Rolls Royce Phantom, and you used to mess with their mama, and that's why they beat you? This case getting thrown out should cost everyone in the prosecution's office their jobs. I can't believe this happened. Sorry. Phoenix, back to basketball. The line is an irresponsible 29.
Oh, yeah. No.
They won 24 last year. The roster is largely the same. Too many guards and Tyson Chandler.
Yep. Under.
See, this is where it gets kind of easy because some of these are layups, but then it gets really hard because Portland's at 42.5 after winning 41 last year.
They're like slightly better this year.
I like Portland. I've always liked Portland. I'm a little scared of their fans because I think they're crazy, but I do like Portland. And I don't see a reason why they wouldn't win more games. Like, Dame's getting better every year. Evan Turner's going to have a place where he can fit in, kind of. Nurkic is going to get the full season there. This is a good basketball team.
Nurkic is the main reason I'm going to go over.
Yeah, me too. I love Nurkic. He's a good player. Sacktown's at 27.5. They won 30 last year. They traded away Boogie Cousins, which will put a light upon their house for the next 3 generations.
They lost their top 3 scorers.
What?
They lost their top 3 scorers, right?
Is that bad? Seems bad. No, but they brought Vince Carter back. Excuse me, they brought Vince Carter in. Yo, Vince Carter out here for the money, man. He's making $8 grand. Or $8 million, excuse me, next year.
How old is he? 40, 41?
He is 40.
He's adding that veteran's presence.
Yo, it's him and 2 other guys. Oh my God, hold on. I need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. On the 19-man roster, there are 3 people over 30.
Wait, can you have a 19-man roster?
It's those training roster.
Okay. Wait.
But yeah, excuse me, no, let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 5. Okay, 5 over 30. That's better. But one of them is Zach Randolph, who's 36.
Oh.
And one of them is Vince, who's 40.
See, Zebo's game, he can keep doing that for a while.
He has had old uncle games since he was a child.
Yes.
I'm taking the under here. No disrespect to Zebo at all.
Same.
All right, let's deal with it.
What?
Alphabetically, who's next?
Let's go for it.
54.5, bullshit.
Oh, that's the line?
Bullshit.
Popovich will find a way.
Bullshit.
Over.
Bullshit. Okay, hold on. I'm glad we're doing this. Because you and I need to have this conversation for a while.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. Your roster's depleted.
Why?
Let me finish. You spent all offseason trying to move LaMarcus Aldridge.
Did we?
And everyone seems to have forgotten about it.
Yeah.
You're paying a man who vanished. Let me finish. Who vanished in the playoffs, $21 million, and then you shocked him all offseason.
It's okay.
It's okay. All right, that's okay with you. All right. The ghost of Tony Parker.
Yeah.
It's over, right? We're done.
No.
No.
Tony's injured. Patty Mills.
Well, Tony's injured and making $15 million.
Yeah.
Patty Mills, you may believe in Patty Mills. I am on the fence, but I see it there. So I'll give you Patty.
How many times does someone you've never heard of come to the Spurs and then all of a sudden you're like, what the hell? They're really good.
Biggest issue yet, if you allow me to finish, Kawhi Leonard's not expected to play this calendar year.
Oh. How many games is that?
I'm going into the injury report right now, but I know he's not playing all preseason. I know he's not expected the first month.
I didn't know it was a whole calendar year.
Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. It's a rehab on his right quad. I don't know, man. We'll have to see. Is Ginobili still on the team, or did he actually retire?
No, they convinced him to stay.
Jesus Christ!
He's not starting.
Oh, he's never started. 54.5. I'm gonna give you one more chance.
Look, you know how I feel about the Spurs.
Anytime you start with look.
You know how I feel about the Spurs. Everyone has an irrational fandom.
You're right. And I will regret this because this is the first time I can remember betting against Greg Popovich. I don't like what I just did. I may change that before I get off the podcast. Last but not least, Utah. They're on the books for 41 wins. They won 51 last year, but they did lose a lot of pieces. I've got them going over, but just barely.
Yeah, agreed. They're no good, but They're not going to do anything. I mean, who do they have? They got rid of their best player.
You're right.
They have Rubio now, but Rubio gets hurt all the time.
It's true. But he's got a beard now.
So was this like evil Rubio?
Evil Rubio, Hoodie Mellow. I'm saying it's the season of alts. Mike, man, thanks for doing this with us. We'll have you back on mid-season and at the end to recap how badly I beat you, just like last year. Oh, Kendra, you're breaking up. Signing off. See ya. There it was. We broke down the entire upcoming NBA season via over-under. Special thanks to our friend Mike being on the podcast. All right, like I promised, quick snaps are going to be attacked at the end of this one on Megapod in the books. Let's start with the weekend that was. The Patriots beat up on the Buccaneers, but once again, what did I tell you? Home teams on these Thursday night games, a good safe bet. Good teams win, great teams cover. That makes the Bucs a great team. I got to enjoy my Sunday because the Falcons didn't play and therefore couldn't hurt me. Let's see who hurt the rest of y'all. The Bengals beat the Bills. I had to listen to people tell me how good the Bills were for beating the Falcons all week. And yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of Bills faithful, and I see y'all jumping through tables and shit. All I'm going to say is the Bengals got their first one off you. How does it feel? Yeah, I'm a little bitter. So what? The Jets beat the Browns 17-14. Deshaun Kaiser got sat down in the second half, and didn't look good. And I don't know if it was right to start him in the beginning of the whole thing, but if he was your best shot to win, I don't see what's changed. He's leading the league in interceptions, leading the league in red zone interceptions. Are those the growing pains you sign up for when you start a rookie on this team with this talent level around him? The Jets continue not to get the memo that they want one of these quarterbacks. Y'all going to leave McCown out for a minute. The Panthers beat the Lions 27-24. Cam's back, and it's, Cam's back. Hope y'all are happy. In the football sense, not in the larger sense. I think that his apology was sufficient, but, people who don't want to accept it won't accept it. Whatever, it is what it is. But football-wise, I need y'all to get some other drama put into his head because I don't like this Cam Newton in my division. No, I don't. Not one bit. It's a scary version of Cam. The Colts beat the 49ers 26-23 in overtime. Speaking of football, no one wanted. Vice President Mike Pence decided to use this as a stunt to stoke the racist tensions blown by his blowhard-in-chief. That's them. That's what they do. The Dolphins won 16-10, but we all over the Titans. But we all won because the offensive line coach got put on blast for snorting something cocaine-ish. I don't feel comfortable calling it cocaine. I'm not a cocaine person. It's one of those things that went by. I was born in 85. Lynn Bias died while I was a child. That is a prescient memory of my life. Cocaine terrifies me. That being said, maybe it wasn't cocaine. There's a lot of legal drugs on NFL campuses that can be crushed and or snorted. But, maybe you shouldn't snort them on your desk in the Dolphins facility and send the video to your stripper mistress who you can't believe would betray you like this. Apparently she was on radio today asking for money for radio hits, which... And he's a line coach? There's so many jokes. Oh, anyway. The Chargers beat the Giants. The Giants continue to be 0-for, and things aren't looking better. They lost 4 receivers in the game, including Odell Beckham on a literal stomach-turning leg break. The same people who'll tell you, why would you sit out? Get out there and play. I wish I could get paid to play a game. Have nothing to say now. Because what if he'd have gotten paid, man? What if he'd have gotten the contract that he deserved? This is the fear. This is why people hold out. And when the media spins you and the owners spin you into hating the players for holding out, remember Odell Beckham. It's a damn shame. The Eagles beat the Cardinals 34-7. The Cardinals continue to be an imposter-ass team. The Eagles, this Carson Wentz thing might be real, and I don't like that one bit at all. I like having the boring quarterback who everyone knows is probably going to win the game but might throw a bunch of picks. This Carson Wentz guy is stepping on Matt Ryan's corner. I don't like it one bit. Ben Roethlisberger says the problem might be him as he throws 5 picks. The Jaguars beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh 30-9. Hey, Ben, the problem might be you. Maybe you stop stoking little controversy and getting the spotlight off of you by keeping Antonio Brown's name out your mouth and worry about yourself. Because things are not looking great in Pittsburgh under center. The Seahawks beat the Rams 16-10. I remain confused by the Rams and angered by the Seahawks. The Ravens beat up on the Raiders 30-17. And I know the Cowboys know this, but like, you can't just give Aaron Rodgers time. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like, I know people say, "Oh, should I score sooner? Should I score later?" You score when you can score, I guess, because you're losing. You want to win the game, but like, we all know. Like, you can't just know. That's unacceptable. That is too much time to leave Aaron Rodgers, and he made you pay. And a hearty fuck you to Jerry Jones and the Dolphins owner too, I guess Stephen Ross, for what they've said this week. If anyone kneels, they won't play. Trump said he wanted a culture war. Y'all said, no, you're not going to divide this shield. And in 2 weeks, you got shook enough to say, he's right, if you kneel, you're done. Fuck you, you spineless cowards. Sunday Night Football, the Chiefs beat the Texans 42-34, but that's not the story. The story is, one, Deshaun Watson might be magic, and I don't know what to tell you. I knew he was good. I didn't think he'd be this good. It's been a lot of fun to watch so far. And two, the injuries on the Texans side, most notably losing J.J. Watt again for the season. I know I joke on J.J. Watt a lot on the show, but that's just tragic. Like, at a certain point, availability is the greatest ability, and quite frankly, he can't stay on the field. And if I hope that he has the sense and the advisors around him and the money management in his life to where if it's time for him to stop playing football, he can. Because his body is... I can't speak for his body. It sounds like, to me, outside observer, you done, son. But that's it, man. That's the supersized version of UD Pod. I know this. I didn't get the Monday night game, but it's Vikings-Bears, and it's Trubisky's first start, so spoilers. It's not going to go well for the Bears. If I'm wrong, I'll retract something next week. The Pick'em group, I'm still in the lead, and you still haven't unseated my father because he's tied with me. I need one of us to be beaten. Like, I don't even want to win. I just can't lose to him. How about that? This is getting ridiculous. Please do what you can to help. Dpalm, follow me on Twitter at Dpalm66. Follow the show on Twitter at UDPod. If you're going to talk about the show on social media, use the hashtag UDPod. We'll shout you out. And, yeah, that's all we got this week. Oh, no, we don't. We have two more things. You know what? We'll do it next week. I completely forgot. We've got people emailing in stories about when football quit you. So if you have that email, if you have a story that you want shared on the air, do us a huge favor. Shoot us the email. I will read it on the air. Joe, I forgot yours until right now. Trust me, it will get read. They're very funny stories. Email me at udpodcast@gmail.com. I'll find it. I'll read it on the air. Tell me what name I'm going to use. I'll shout you out because this is great content. And I got one to tell. I'm in this podcast with it right now because when I told the story last week of breaking my finger and everything that happened with that, my left tackle from college texted me and said, just heard the pod. Love that story. I thought you were going to tell the story where you looked like a ghost. And I think I told it on the show before, but never. Welcome back to the Unanimous Decision Podcast. I am your host, Dpalm. Follow me on Twitter at Dpalm66. Follow the show on Twitter at UDPod. Follow the entire MTR Network at the MTR Network. Now that you found us, make sure you don't lose us. Subscribe in the iTunes Store. Subscribe everywhere they give away podcasts for absolutely free. The reason you want to subscribe, I know you're thinking, hey, I get all my MTR content from that main feed, that fire hose of content that is the MTR main feed. Great place for you to go. But every week this season, just an example, I've been doing quick snaps, where I break down the week's NFL games on Tuesday. It goes up Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Everyone has a great time with it. Those aren't appearing on the main feed. They aren't numbered podcasts. They're mini pods. We're going to be doing a lot more of those as we go into the fall seasons. So whether your bag is UD Pod, Secret Sauce, Super Tuesday podcasts, make sure you subscribe to the individual feeds. One, to cut down on things you may not want to listen to, and two, to make sure you get all the great content that we offer. Subscribe like I said. Leave those 5-star reviews. If you leave a 5-star review anywhere on iTunes, I will read it on the air regardless of content. I've had to bite some bullets in the past, just mostly due to a Super Bowl at Shower Main, undiscussed today at least. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been great to get that feedback. Let us know you guys are listening, and say occasionally funny, usually mean things on the air. Other ways you can support the show is make sure you go premium. I think it's $8 a month. Gives you Welcome back to the Unanimous Decision Podcast. I am your host, Dpalm. Follow me on Twitter at Dpalm66. Follow the show on Twitter at UDPod. Follow the entire MTR Network at the MTR Network. Now that you found us, make sure you don't lose us. Subscribe in the iTunes Store. Subscribe everywhere they give away podcasts for absolutely free. The reason you want to subscribe, I know you're thinking, hey, I get all my MTR content from that main feed, that fire hose of content that is the MTR main feed. Great place for you to go. But every week this season, just an example, I've been doing quick snaps, where I break down the week's NFL games on Tuesday. It goes up Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Everyone has a great time with it. Those aren't appearing on the main feed. They aren't numbered podcasts. They're mini pods. We're going to be doing a lot more of those as we go into the fall seasons. So whether your bag is UD Pod, Secret Sauce, Super Tuesday podcasts, make sure you subscribe to the individual feeds. One, to cut down on things you may not want to listen to, and two, to make sure you get all the great content that we offer. Subscribe, like I said. Leave those 5-star reviews. If you leave a 5-star review anywhere on iTunes, I will read it on the air regardless of content. I've had to bite some bullets in the past, mostly due to a Super Bowl that shall remain undiscussed today, at least. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been great to get that feedback. Let us know you guys are listening, and say occasionally funny, usually mean things on the air. Other ways you can support the show is make sure you go premium. I think it's $8 a month. Gives you hundreds of hours more content.